Come on, V, get in with the festivities. More like it. Why are these? This is scaring me. They're not going off. I don't know why half of them didn't work, but that's fine, because it's gonna suit the mood of this video perfectly. Before I go off on my extensive tirade on this game, I'd just like to say congratulations for turning 10 years old, Last of Us. You did it. But as for that, that's probably the only praise you're gonna get from me today, game. You see, I hate to shit all over everyone's parties and festivities, but I got some truth to give to you. This game may think it's all that in a bag of chips, but it's not. It's just all that. Hold the chips. But Tim, you can't say anything bad about this game. It's a timeless classic. It's aged like something that ages really well. Hell, it's 10 years old and we're still talking about it, which is exactly why we're making this video. That's correct, V. You see, I'm sick and tired of people calling this game a masterpiece. In order to be called a masterpiece, you have to be perfect, 10 out of 10, no flaws, no problems whatsoever. And I hate to break it to all you people, but this game is a 9.5 at best. No, this is not a review. I'm just a guy with fond memories.
Tommy, listen to me. He is the contractor. He's the contractor, okay? I can't lose this job.
You see, this game immediately starts off by lying to you. That's not Sarah. Who the f*** is Sarah? And Joel don't look that old to me. The f***? I sell hardcore drugs. Shut up. You think your father-daughter banter is going to get me to give a shit about you this early in the game? Ha! Nice try. Oh look, a live television broadcast with real-time explosion. Pfft. Pathetic. If this were a real 10 out of 10 masterpiece, there'd be like 12 or 15 channels on that f***ing TV, each with its own fleshed out programming that I could sit there and watch for hours.
Pathetic.
Oh, and now you have the police cars driving past the house like you're gonna f***ing scare me. Dad! Oh shit, Tim, it's the Coopers! Okay. Alright, Naughty Dog. You're tightening up the tension. Getting a little scared, but I've played worse. Tim, you're gonna need to run. Don't worry, V, it's just the start of the game. I've known these characters for like, what, 5-10 minutes? You really think I'm gonna care if one of them dies? Plus, one of them's a little girl. They're not gonna kill a little... Oh my. This is where this game actually starts off. In the summer, 20 years later, after your sweet baby girl dies in your arms. Joel now looks old and grisly like he does on the cover, and it's left for you to assume that, in those 20 years, he didn't take Sarah's death very well. His partner Tess shows up with a busted face and a sassy attitude. She got jumped by 2 assholes after running some pills for some ration carts. No.
Not this time. Fight off the Benadryl. Fight it off. Give me strength, H2O.
Way to not explain literally anything going on, Naughty Dog. What the f*** do you expect me to, like, piece things together through character interactions and dialogue? How the f*** am I supposed to do that when I'm distracted and enthralled by all this other weird apocalyptic shit going on around me? God. You already explained in the opening cutscene that the Fireflies have banded together to fight off the tyranny that's taken over and everything's gone to shit. There's no need to scare me with an explosion like this.
Ain't been out here in a while.
It's like we're on a date.
Well, I am the romantic type.
You got your ways.
We get it, you f***ed. Real subtle there, naughty dipshits. Eventually, you enter a building filled with spores and encounter a man who's had much better days. Now you're given a choice to either put this man out of his misery or be a selfish prick and conserve your ammunition. Does this choice impact the story or anything going forward? Of course not! Worthless. And of course I kill him. Without question. I guess Joel has superpowers now. Way to break my immersion. Oh, looky here. A bustling, humble, post-apocalyptic farmer's market that I can't interact with in any way. Why is it even here?
Turn around and get your dumb ass out of here.
This.
Ha! F*** you. Try not to say the f*** word so much. It's gonna be harder in editing. God, that feels good. I mean terrible! Oh look, they conveniently look the other way. How fortunate. For me. Yes. Yes. You don't want to kill your friend now, do you? No, I'm not really a big fan of stealth stuff. But I kind of like Last of Us stealth stuff. Was that praise, Tim? Yes. So Robert runs away like a little bitch when he sees Tess and Joel show up. I don't really blame him. But he's dead now. The next little section, you get to help Marlene back to safety. And unfortunately for these guys, who are just doing their job, sucks to be them. Quick note. From this point forward, I will just be using the term Joel or Joeling in place of other descriptive words because that properly explains most of the stuff that happens in this game. And to be perfectly honest, if you've played this game before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's a very good possibility you and your little communion of friends have probably used the term Joeling also. If not, feel free to use it now. Calm the f*** down, you little shit. I was just helping her up. F***. Stop saying f***. So in return for their guns, you have to help escort this girl to the Fireflies. Ellie and Joel have a little walk and talk on the way back to their hideout. And then Joel takes a nap. And then Tess wakes him up. And then you guys leave. And Ellie gets excited. And then you guys get jumped and you find out Ellie's the chosen one. And here I thought you were going to do something different for once. Why couldn't I play as one of these gods that just died doing their job? Huh? Minding my own damn business on patrol. Maybe I have a family. Maybe I have friends. Maybe we have a little 5 to 6 hour excursion where I just do my job patrolling the outskirts of a city like this. And then one day on patrol, oops, I'm dead because the people escorting the chosen one blew my brains out. After this fun little stealthy part and escaping these guards, Tess makes a very good point.
Do I need to remind you what is out there?
I get it.
Oh, I see what you're doing here. Ellie's gonna end up being his surrogate daughter, and I'm supposed to give a shit. Okay.
Alright.
This giant broken building is a very iconic scene. And it's where you learn to make first aids, kits, and fight your first clicker. My, I've heard of cauliflower ear. but never cauliflower face. Get used to seeing most of the game in Joel's super hearing vision mode, if you haven't already. Unless you play on some stupid bitch difficulty like Grounded. Leave me alone, I just want to enjoy my story, okay? The whole mind control fungus thing offers just enough variety to keep things interesting and on your toes. And I like that they really like loud noises and don't like fire.
You got something on your shoe.
Oh my god, you're so fucking funny. Next, you get separated until you eventually get reunited. Nothing bad happens to Tess here. Nothing. She's fine. Oops! Joel reluctantly decides to honor Tess's last wish, and he proceeds to Joel his way out of this building. And then he gets to see with his very own eyes that Ellie is in fact not lying, and is completely immune. Also, Ellie can't swim, so you have to find a board for her to survive on. I'm sure they're not going to use this stupid puzzle every chance they get, are they? And then Joel gets all sassy and lays some ground rules for Ellie to follow, which I'm sure she'll follow the entire time and never decide to be nosy and ask Joel why he's such a grumpy Gus all the time. After a long stroll through the apocalyptic wilderness, you break into this crazy homeless man's town. And then you have some neat interactions with characters that's supposed to get me to give a shit. Which I don't. But then you stumble into a bunch of traps that crazy homeless man set, and you make a whole lot of noise. But luckily, that crazy homeless man shows up to save you. After that, Ellie calls Bill fat, and then breaks his shooting hand. Not in that order. And then Joel tells Bill, I need a car. And Bill's like, Joel needs a car. And Joel's like, yeah. And Bill's like, okay. And then you get a shotgun and a quick little heart-to-heart between Bill and Joel. And some nail bombs. And Ellie gets a nudie magazine if you're fast enough to catch her stealing it. The three of you proceed to quietly Joel your way through a nice neighborhood until you reach a school, where then you loudly Joel your way into, only to find the battery's not there. But don't you worry about that battery, because there's a bloater there. These guys are cool. You find out that Bill's partner, we all know what that means, found the battery to fix up a truck. Wow, how convenient. Don't forget, Tim, Bill's partner hated him. Don't leave that out, that's important. Really? Why? Because it shows, even when the world has gone completely to shit, couples can still have petty squabbles about nonsense. Oh. Adorable. After you get the truck up and running, it's smooth sailing up until you get ambushed. You get the f*** off my Ellie, you piece of shit! Was that affection? It turns out people hate fire just as much as infected. If your game is so goddamn perfect, why is it that every time I get to this part of the game, I don't want to f*** with it? So, I always just throw a couple smoke grenades after heading up these stairs and just book it. Because I know the dumbass AI isn't going to kill Ellie, even though she can't keep up with me. Perfect? I think not. Oh cool, another floaty board puzzle. I'm so excited. Imagine for a moment, you're minding your own damn business. Shooting the shit, if you will, with your friend. Just patrolling this old abandoned hotel that you and your other buddies have decided to call home. When all of a sudden, a soup can comes flying in through the broken window. And before you can look to your friend and say, man, that's weird, you're both dead. Imagine. Now, I want you to imagine that you are on the upper floor of this building, or perhaps down the hall, and you hear this commotion. So you arrive to assist your friends, only to find them in pieces on the floor. And just as you leave that room to avenge them, you get a Molotov cocktail thrown at you and your friend. Just imagine. And then imagine, for a moment, that you are on the level above that, and you hear all this happening, and you say to yourself,
I will be the one to avenge them.
by sneaking downstairs through my secret bathroom trapdoor that nobody knows about because it is in fact a secret bathroom trapdoor. And then you go to leave through that secret bathroom trapdoor only to get your face blown off. And you avenge no one. And you die a miserable, pointless death, just like you and all your stupid friends. Imagine for a moment that you are standing next to a man who just exploded, and your first instinct is to grab your buddy and run into that room armed with nothing but a 2x4, and then imagine, swear to God this is the last one, that you decide to hide in a corner to escape the crazy man that's killing all your friends, only to get set on fire. And all this happened because you thought you could jump the crazy man and the little girl in the truck. I'd say I hope you learned your lesson. But there's no more of you left to learn said lesson.
I'm all right. Are you okay?
No!
Careful there, bud. You really could have hurt yourself with a great big fall like that. It's pretty spooky down here. I really hope there's a lot of other spooky sections like this in this game. I said the first time I played this game 10 years ago. Thanks, bud. As a sign of gratitude for killing that infected, I'm gonna kill you and everyone you've ever known. You're welcome. Ellie finally catches up to Joel and saves his grumpy ass. And, like the grumpy ass he is, he doesn't even thank her or anything. Because I'm pretty sure those protective daddy instincts are reawakening after 2 decades in a slumber. But don't tell Ellie. It's a secret. We have a few more optional emotional interactions you can have before you move on to the next section where Joel finally decides to trust Ellie and gives her a pea shooter. And, like I mentioned before, unfortunately for all these people, they decided to jump the wrong old man and little girl. Because by the end of the day, most of them are going to be dead. Stop. Oh no, those poor people, my heart is breaking. That truck though.
Driving through that area now. Who knows, maybe they'll flush him out. I pray to God these tourists show their faces.
Tourist? I didn't even want to stop in this shithole. You made me a tourist. And now, this tourist is killing everyone you've ever loved or known. I must give credit where credit is due. Having this big armored truck drive around and serve as a boss for this area is pretty neato. Oh God, Henry. No, Henry. It's Tolan's fault. Don't do it. V, we just met them. We're not there yet. Oh, yeah. Stupid f***ing game. Think you can get me to care? You meet Henry and his little brother Sam, who have a code of not stealing things they don't need, which is adorable in this situation. Jack and Daxter. Ellie, put that back. The four of you take a quick rest, and then wake up and decide how best to jolt your way out of this city and meet up with Henry and Sam's group that is 100% not dead, because there's no way they would do something that predictable. This is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, after all. The ladder breaks and Henry leaves Joel to fend for himself, but Ellie ain't having none of it. That's adorable. She wants to die with him. Wow, I was just kidding. She actually does jump off the bridge and just hopes Joel can catch up to her. I really do like Joel's reaction here. It's very fitting, and it is 100% something a guy like him would probably do. Tim, you're praising the game again. Oh yeah, sorry. Totally 8 out of 10. Writing could have been much better. I'm only rooting for these characters when I could be really rooting for these characters. Thanks, V. Next part, we got a little bit more exploring to do. Another board swimmy puzzle, and my favorite gun, the shorty. Good job, dipshits, you triggered the trap. If this game truly were the 10 out of 10 masterpiece everyone claims it to be, you would also play as Henry and Ellie in this section. But I'm fine with this one. Really, Naughty Dog? Really? Now, all of a sudden, they're not attracted to breaking glass and loud noises? Really? Because that would be too easy? Huh? Oh, they don't come at the first bottle you break, but they do come at the first gunshot. Wow. Consistency.
Fresh air.
Look at this.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Alright, that's kind of funny. Terrible luck, but funny. Next we get some good old wholesome downtime where Henry and Joel get to explain to Ellie and Sam that back in our time, we had trucks that drove around and sold ice cream. And barbecues. Now, in case you haven't noticed, this game likes to alternate between infected encounters and human encounters. Now, we just had an infected encounter, so we should be getting a human encounter right about now. You know, sometimes I forget just how good Joel is at joeling people. Once you successfully joel the sniper, you get a sniper rifle yourself with infinite ammo. And you get to do what Joel does best. With infinite ammo. And finally defeat that pesky truck.
All right. We did it.
We should move.
All right. Sam! Henry! Sam, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You sure?
I said I'm fine.
Sam?
The hell?
Shit!
Ellie? Ellie, are you all right?
Oh my god.
Sam?
Oh no.
Sam? Henry? Henry, no!
Oh my god. Jackson County. Means we're close to Jackson City, right?
Shouldn't be more than a few miles.
You ready to see dear old brother?
I'm just ready to get there.
Fast forward an indiscriminate amount of time until it's starting to get chilly outside. Once you come this way, you get yourself a great big old man-killing gun, and you meet your brother Tommy after a long period of time. He's married now.
I got something for you. Here. It's a little faded, but it still looks pretty good.
I'm good.
You sure? I mean,
I said I'm good.
You okay, V? Pet the puppy dog, make myself feel better. Tommy's a part of a hippie commune or something. They're fixing a dam or some shit for power. I'm sorry, I'm just upset that Joel's being such a piece of poop. And then Naughty Dog remember that they're creating a game and not a movie. And bandits randomly decide to attack the dam at that specific moment. Immersion killer! After you clear out and stop all these hooligans from breaking shit, Tommy has a change of heart. But Joel decides to keep being a literal diarrhea, and Ellie runs away. Good for her. Yeah! I mean, this game. Pulling some stupid bullshit like that just so I can have an excuse to do more video game things in this piece of interactive entertainment.
I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
Well, we seem to be doing all right so far.
And now you'll be doing even better with Tommy.
Not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah.
Ellie?
And
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel. But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad. And we are going our separate ways.
Get it together. We're not alone.
Whew! Nothing like some mindless violence to take your mind off the fact that Joel just told his surrogate daughter that she is in fact not his daughter. Never know, might come back as his Hamby. After the long trek back to Jackson, Joel has some reflecting to do and realizes that he in fact was being a piece of fecal matter and has a change of heart. So he decides that he's going to take Ellie to the Fireflies himself. And along the way, he describes the rules of an ancient game back from his time to Ellie, known as American football. Don't worry, Ellie. I don't understand it either. Now, before we go any further, I gotta break from my silly script just for a second so that I can get this very important item that I'm going to need to properly recreate my first time playing this game. I have to have this item. It's very important. And you know what? We just spent the entirety of the Tommy section fighting real people. So, you know what that means. You're absolutely correct. We get to Joel our way through this spooky, scary section with fire. Because I've played this game a lot, and the spooky, scary sections aren't all that spooky, scary anymore. Wow. The hospital is abandoned with no sign of the Fireflies. How predictable. Shit! Ah! Idiots. They have no clue what they've just done. Imagine, for a moment, that you are these raiders. You have arrived at this abandoned hospital to scour for supplies, only to find a horse tied up outside. So, you enter with caution. And upon peering up into a window, you see an old man and a little girl. And you think to yourself, maybe even nudging one of your fellow compatriots, hey, look up there. Easy pickings. Meanwhile, you have no idea that this man has probably killed more people than you've even met in your entire life. And he's the main character. Uh-oh. Cool. Great. Joel's dead. Oh my god, it took me 10 years to get it. That's why this section's called Fall.
I think we're safe. Joel? Joel? Shit. Joel, here. You gotta tell me what to do. Come on. You gotta get up. Joel?
Oh my god, that is the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You get to play as Ellie now, obviously, because Joel is dead and gone forever. When she meets two good-willed vagabonds who are passing through and totally not connected to that group you massacred back at the hospital. And, more importantly, they are 100% totally not cannibals. Because that would be random if they were cannibals. But I wouldn't blame them for being cannibals in a situation like this. I mean, it is the end of days, and we are the last of us. This is where we find out that Ellie is a hell of a saleswoman, because she traded a deer for antibiotics and got a rifle. James runs off to get the antibiotics while David and Ellie stay back to get ambushed by... We fought people last time, so it's infected this time. It turns out that David is probably this world's equivalent to Jim Jones. And he offers Ellie a place in his commune. That's not food, probably. And on top of all that, he knows that her and Joel are the ones that killed all their people back at the hospital. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't feel that bad. They shot first. They had it coming. How is Joel alive? Seriously? Yeah, that is a little bit of a surprise. But I don't really care. I'm glad he's not dead. Me too. I mean, f this game. Quick, Ellie! Draw them away from Joel! Oh, God, they killed... horse? Am I supposed to feel bad for them having killed this horse? Because I don't. Should have checked your corners, idiot! You said it, little lady. Oh, shit, David just Batmaned me. Oh, God, Tim, not that kind of justice. They're cannibals. Well, fuck. You get him, Ellie. Break that piece of shit's finger.
How did you put it? Huh? Tiny pieces. See you in the morning, Ellie.
God damn, Tim. David's going on the villain list. Okay, real talk. On one hand, there is absolutely no fucking way Joel could have survived a wound like that in a world like this. However, I'm glad he did, because now I get to play as vengeful Joel. Joel then proceeds to slowly Joel these two guys into ratting out their friends in a scene that encapsulates exactly what I mean when I say to Joel something in some way. It's perfect. Oh God, Ellie, they're gonna chop you up into little pieces and eat you before Joel can get here. Think of something.
Aren't you?
I'm infected! I'm infected!
Really?
So are you.
Clever girl. Next, we get the stereotypical you got captured and lost all your stuff section, where you gotta sneak around and flee for your life until you get to this restaurant. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a 12 out of 10 masterpiece, meaning it is in fact a perfect game with no flaws. Flawless. The veil has lifted from David's eyes and he reveals his true psychotic nature. You proceed to fight him in a very cleverly designed boss fight until we cut back to Joel. Do you really think any of you can stop me from getting to Ellie? This is my game. Do you know who I am? What I've done? I am immune to death. I am
Joel!
Stop! Stop!
Fucking touch me!
Okay, it's me. It's me. It's me. Look.
Springtime now. And once again, we got different clothes because it's warmer outside. Those are some really pretty mountains. Ellie, why are you distracted? We're almost there. Damn it, girl, why'd you drop the ladder? All that for a giraffe. All right. Joel and Ellie appear to be having some second thoughts because I think both of them know, in the back of their mind, that their time together is drawing to an end.
Joel, I got something for you. Here. Maria showed this to me and I stole it.
Well, no matter how hard you try, I guess you can't escape your past. Thank you.
Wow. That was a really tender moment. Okay, we just spent the whole last section fighting humans. So? Yay! Another boost of Jesus Christ, Ellie! Behind you! Threw me a bit of a curveball there, didn't ya? That's a lot of water moving really fast. And Ellie can't swim. Shit. This is really close to the end of the game. Oh, thank God the fireflies. We're safe! Marlene's here, and she claims that she lost her entire crew crossing the country. And somehow, Joel was able to do it just himself and a little girl. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really impressed with these Firefly guys. Starting to see why they lose a lot. Final boss time! Joel clearly has the same thoughts that I did in this moment. Because once he realizes Ellie has to die in order to save The Last of Us, Joel decides to do what he does best. And it is with great pleasure that I get to kill this piece of shit and his stupid, smug face in the joliest way possible. Quit fucking up! All this man did was his job. And for whatever reason, I hated him so much, more than anyone in this game. F that guy and his stupid... Give me a reason. Give me a reason, stupid old man. You gave me a reason, and I took it. You're dead now. Joel then proceeds to out-guerrilla warfare these literal guerrilla fighters so hard that their entire fighting force will likely never recover. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't fucking care. They took my Ellie. They deserve this. And then Joel kills the doctor, which I'm sure will never, ever come back to bite him in the ass. Ever. Joel kills the doctor and saves Ellie. in the saddest way possible, and then proceeds to kill Marlene. Because why the hell not? He's probably right. You wouldn't have let this go, let's be honest. Joel had to kill everybody here, which he did, in a way that I'm sure will never come back to haunt him ever. We can wash our hands of this whole thing. Once that's done, he takes Ellie back to Jackson, and then she proceeds to tell him about the night that she realized she was immune, which is pretty sad. And then, after lying to her in the car about her not being special, about her immunity, he proceeds to lie to her again. And she's like, okay. And we're done. In conclusion, what am I supposed to say that hasn't been said by a million other people? Huh? The game is perfect. It's magnificent. Hopefully you were able to deduce that the first part of this video was just me being silly and trying to make you laugh. And if you thought I was being serious, well, I feel sorry for you. You've probably had a pretty rough life. Now, instead of ending the video like I normally do, or dissecting this masterpiece, as a lot of other people done, a lot better than I ever could, I'm just gonna give you some honest opinions from my memories, from the first time I actually did play this game. If this is the first of my videos you've stumbled across, and you've made it this far, thank you very much. At the time of this video being posted, I probably have less than 100 subscribers. But that's okay. You're all awesome. Now, there's something I like to do in these videos whenever I decide to be serious. This way you know that I'm being for realsies and not being silly. For I have donned the serious hat for serious talk. First off, I went into this game completely blind. I didn't watch any trailers, I didn't watch any gameplay, I knew nothing about this game other than the fact it was made by Naughty Dog. It came after Uncharted. Yeah. And it was post-apocalyptic. I did know that. In fact, this little clip with Bill and Joel right here is the only part I ever saw of this game before playing it. Ever. That's it. Starting off with Sarah and young Joel 20 years earlier, before this game is supposed to take place, threw me for a f***ing loop, and I'm sure it threw everyone else for a loop too. No, I did not cry when she was gunned down. I'm not trying to be a tough guy, because I did cry in this game, but it wasn't at that part. I just felt really, really sad. Much like the first time I played this game, and the many times that I've replayed it since, I completely forget about Tess. I don't know why, I just do. But it's not really a bad forgetting about her, it's like a, I forgot she was in the game. Cool, I get to experience her all over again, because I do like her. Joel and Tess's dynamic is really neat, because clearly they've banged, but they never just outright and say it. Which is a nice change of pace for once. Marlene's pretty neato, and Ellie's introduction is perfect. Also, I like clickers. And the fungal infection apocalypse zombie thing. It's a really nice take on it. Bill's section of the game and Bill himself are my favorite parts. He's just a grumpy old man. And I love that. Also, no, I wasn't joking. I hate this building and I hate this part. I always run up these stairs, I throw a smoke grenade no matter what difficulty I'm playing on, and I just f***ing book it and take advantage of the fact that the AI is not gonna kill Ellie. This first basement section, when you fall down the elevator, is pretty f***ing spooky. Naughty Dog should really make a spooky, scary game. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Henry and Sam are a nice change of pace. It's pretty nice to get a little taste of normality for about 2 hours before getting thrown back into an avalanche of misery and despair and getting reminded of just how shitty this world actually is. And I like Tommy. His wife's pretty okay too. Whatever the f*** her name is. I don't remember. Now, we all knew what happened to Joel 20 years earlier, the player. So, I think we all had a pretty good idea where the whole Joel Ellie thing was going. But I think they handled it perfectly. Now, normally when the whole teenager gives the whole "you don't understand my pain" thing, Joel says that, and then Ellie says it. I got serious hat on, V. Go away. Fine. Fine. You know where I'll be. Taking a fat shit! Yes, Joel says this before Ellie, and normally when the teenager would retort in their normal angsty sort of way, you'd be like, okay, whatever. You haven't experienced half of what life has for you. But this is the apocalypse. Ellie's not a normal teenager. My point? They handled this confrontation very well. This part just proves that Joel is the toughest Joel to have ever Joeled. My God, this man falls 12 feet and gets impaled with a jagged, rusty piece of rebar through the liver or the intestines. I'm not sure. I don't remember what side of your body the liver's on. And then he just cowboys the fuck up and strolls out the front door to safety. Stroll is a really strong word for that. For losing all your blood and blacking out. But kudos to Ellie for saving a fully grown man. Which you get to see how she does this in the DLC Left Behind. Which I'm gonna save for a different video because that wasn't out at release. David is a great villain. I don't know if I'd put him on like a tier list of villains, but he is a spectacular villain for a game like this. Playing as Ellie was pretty fun, but I have to say that I find it a little hard to believe that a rough and tough Texan like Joel wouldn't always have like a buck knife or something on him. And he always had to make shivs. But it was nice that Ellie had her little switchblade pocket knife on her all the time. That was cool. How about that torture scene, huh? Good Lord. My God. Beautiful. Now this is a scene that I don't know how to describe it. It's not personally my favorite scene. However, if I was giving a completely objective look of the entire game, this is probably the best scene. In my opinion. Why? Because I have no idea what Joel said to Ellie. And I don't ever want to know what Joel said to Ellie. That was a moment between the two of them. And I'm sure the scene's probably been dissected or spoken about in commentary somewhere, but I haven't stumbled across it. I hope it doesn't exist. I hope we never know what Joel said to Ellie in that scene. Beautiful. And if someone writes it down in the comments, the joke's on you, because I can't read. Now, here's where my experience with the game differs from most of the people that I've spoken to in my life. Everyone seems to absolutely love and adore this giraffe scene, which I get, but to me, it was just meh. Like, maybe I'm misunderstanding, and it's not the giraffe scene and it's the scene afterwards, which is the more important scene where Joel is clearly having second thoughts about the whole experience. But everyone always, like, they get excited about the, oh my God, you get to pet a giraffe, it's so cool. When I did it, I'm just like, I almost didn't pet it the first time because I didn't realize that was something you had to do. I'm just like, oh, okay, we're just chasing giraffes, that's neat. And then the scene that follows came, and that scene completely blew the giraffe scene away. I'm sure the giraffe scene has some kind of hidden meaning or something, but I ain't here to analyze things. I'm here to give you dog shit opinions. Okay, so the scene with the doctor, right? We've heard it countless times and a bunch of other analysis and videos and all kinds of stuff. You may not want to do this. This may not be your choice. Some people were mad that it wasn't a choice and blah, 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 and all that stuff. Every single person that I know personally that played this game told me that this was, they all say generally the same thing. And everything I've seen, most people are on the same page. I'm sure there's people who are gonna do what I did, or did what I did. But everyone's take on that scene was, oh man, oh God, what's the right decision? They all had this like moral quandary on what they should do, what's right, what's wrong. That thought never even crossed my mind. I strolled into the surgery. The doctor grabs something, says, don't take her, or whatever he says. At the time, the first time I played this game, I completely ignored what he said because they took my Ellie. That's the way I looked at it. And the first time I played this game, the only weapon I had ammunition left for was the flamethrower. So, I burst into the room. The doctor tries to give me some spiel with his fucking knife, and I just lit his ass on fire without a second thought. It never even occurred to me that that might possibly be an option, to not kill him and let them kill Ellie and whatever. I just strolled. It wasn't even a thought of, this is what the game wants me to do, or I can only do this. I didn't even care if there was a choice or not. I strolled into that room, was searching through my guns, like, oh my God, this man's talking about something else right there. I didn't even realize you could walk up and you have to kill the doctor and you like make him stab himself in the throat. I just lit his ass on fire with the flamethrower. And just for good measure, I did the same thing to the other two people, because you never know. Witnesses. And then we reached the moment where I did cry. When Joel picks up Ellie and starts running through this hall, holding Ellie the same way that he held Sarah as he was running through the streets. It started to get to me. And then you can hear him like whispering to her, like, it's okay, baby girl, I'm gonna get you out of here, whatever it is that he says. And then the music kicks up. I started crying. I started bawling as I was playing the game. I was like crying my eyes out, trying to run to safety. I'm pretty sure I died like once or twice because I just had to keep wiping the tears out of my eyes. But yes, this game did make a grown wizard cry. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. Whew. Okay. All right. Hope everyone's having a good day. Thanks for watching. Now I'm done.